Good afternoon. How are we doing today in this beautiful Tuesday? I was about to say Monday. I'm trying to go back a day on this beautiful Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. here in Houston, Texas. And welcome back, guys, to the Push Power to Power Show with your boy, the real Jesus Ortiz. Today we got you a good treat. Somebody that's coming from LA. I think it's LA. Freight. We ask her right now. I'm in another city right now. I don't know what I was thinking. Another state. But hey, guys, I hope that everybody's having an amazing, blessed day. I know it's Thanksgiving weekend. The kids are out. I mean, right here where I'm at the office, there's a lot of families with their kids playing, doing a lot of things. The Christmas lights is here, ice cream cones, everything. Everybody's enjoying life, and that's what I like to see. That everybody's enjoying life. That everybody's out there, outgoing, doing things left and right, and start forgetting about the fear. Start forgetting about all of these things that we all have, the stress, and I can pay this, I can pay that. Everything is in your mindset, and if you wanted to go through it and you push it to make it feel that it's a stress, it's a bad day, is you that's making that happen, that's calling it up to you to put it in your mindset and feel all these kinds of ways. But hey, guys, none of that. I'm gonna read a little bit about her, and then I'm gonna bring her in here. I got it on my phone, so let me read about a little bit about her. Let me bring it over here on the docs. Griselda Beck. She's M.B.A, success coach, expert strategist, best-selling author, keynote speaker, and a proud Latina. Woo! Proud Latina. Let me read just a little bit. Griselda Beck is a powerhouse speaker and coach that combines her executive expertise with transformational leadership, mindset, life coaching, and heart-centered divine feminine energy principles to empower women across the globe to step into their power, authenticity, hearts, and sensuality to create incredible success in their business and freedom in their lives. The results, confident CEOs. There's much to read, but I'm not going to read it. I'm going to let her tell you about her, what she does, or what you just heard of what I just read. And guys, enjoy this powerful episode in the Push Power to Power show. And all of them are power. Every single episode has power, and it has power to power to others. So whoever's watching right now, if you're out there, share it. We might help somebody out there right now. That one person that needs to hear what he needs to be here today. We're going to help that one person because we're going to throw that value today. And I'm excited. And the people that watch the replay, you already know once you watch the replay, just same thing. The only thing I'm asking for you is just to share this. And again, on the replay, somebody can share it. Somebody can touch somebody else's heart. And they are going to share it. And they're going to, feel some kind of way. And it spreads the love. That's it. All right, guys. But let me bring her in. And I'm excited to have Miss Griselda Beck in the house.
Hola.
Hey.
Hope you don't mind. I brought my cafecito.
No. Cafecito was in the morning. Oh, it's because you are in Cali, right?
Yeah. San Diego.
So over there is what, 11? No.
No, 12:30.
Man, that's past coffee time.
I know, but I didn't get my cup this morning.
That's good.
It's never too late.
Yeah, it's never too late for coffee. I had mine early in the morning. I cannot miss my coffee early in the morning. Right now, it's pure water.
Agua.
Agua.
No tequila.
And maybe it's not water. You never know. Joking. Sometimes it happens.
I could bring my drink of choice. So.
Yeah, next time you bring your drink of choice. I have people that come in and drinking their whiskey or their tequila, or they're like, hey, let me take a shot. I'm like, hey, man, however it makes you feel, and you're going to throw in some value, let's go. It doesn't matter if it's too early in the morning. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is. So thank you for having me here today.
No problem. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I am actually on fire, getting ready to pivot a little bit in messaging and building a new summit here pretty soon. We launched January 10th, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome. I love that. So can you tell the audience before we even get to the value that you're going to throw out a little bit about yourself? I know I read a little bit about it, but just let her know where you coming from? Are you really from LA? Did you come from Mexico? All of the good things.
Yeah. So I am half black and half Mexican. I always say 100% Latina because I was raised by my mom. And me encanta bailar cumbia, bachata, a little bit of reggae and hip hop and all the things. I love to dance. I was born here in the States in Southern California. I'm a Southern Cali girl and worked in corporate for many, many years until I kind of felt this where I was doing the same thing every day. I started to feel unhappy, right? And look for something that would light me up again. And what happened was I stopped growing. And I think we as individuals, whenever we stop growing, we get bored, we get depressed, our life becomes stagnant. We feel a stuckness, not fulfilled. That can happen in a relationship that stops growing together. It can happen in your business as entrepreneurs when your business stops growing, when you stop, reaching new heights, reaching new people, new message. You get bored and you get stuck. And so that's what happened to me. And I left and I started a consulting business. I always teach my clients, to build a bridge, do something you can do now with what you know, your experience, to create space so that you can build what you really want to have. And I went back to volunteering. I went to volunteer at a local shelter and started teaching a personal development class. And I lit up. I lit up again, on fire, just to see people that were feeling at their lowest point in their life, and to see them turn around and start to see possibility and want to create something new. Some of them went on to start businesses. Some of them was just a big feat just to get back on their feet. And I fell in love with the work. And so I wanted to bring more confidence and show more women how they could step into their power. And that's what I do now. I'm a mindset transformational coach for entrepreneurs.
Hmm. I love that. That you said sometimes we do get bored of what we're doing, and it's fine. Sometimes that thing that you're doing already, it might not be for you. I know it might make you money, but somewhere in between, you're like, I'm bored. What's my next thing? Or do I pass it down to somebody to run it? Or you're like, I just not gonna do that anymore and
Yeah.
just jump in and do something else. It's normal. I don't know. I used to be that person that like, why would I want to jump? Because I listen too much, like, don't quit, never give up. And I forget that if you quit, who cares? It's you. It wasn't for you. It wasn't meant for you. Just get back up and do whatever. Maybe later on in the years, it might happen that that thing that you didn't do it that time, it was for you, but later down the road.
Yeah. Well, it's good to look at, right, what's underneath the boredom. What's underneath feeling stuck? Because it may be that things got hard and so we want to give up. And that's when they say keep pushing through, keep going, like when we start to doubt ourselves. If it's because of doubting yourself, keep going. You got this. But if it's because, and this is what it usually looks like, people don't usually walk around saying I'm bored in my relationship. They'll say like, they keep doing this, they keep doing that, the clients are this, the clients are that, my company is this. And so they start blaming and seeing fault in everything. Well, when you start pointing your finger at everybody, it's time to look in the mirror
Mm.
and see what is it that you really want, and go after it. Don't be afraid to go after it with all you got.
Hey, you're right. You gotta go. You gotta. Life is a game. You gotta risk it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just go for it. Who
Yeah.
cares if it hurts? It doesn't matter what it is in all aspects of life. If it's relationship, you like that girl, you like that guy. Who cares? Go shoot your shot. What is the worst thing that can happen? No, maybe. Hey,
Yeah.
let's
But
work it out.
people stay in marriages because they're afraid of going through like the divorce and it's going to be a failure. Or, no, you've got so many years ahead of you. Like if this relationship is all it's given, it's go for it. Find your happy. Find your happy. And if it's your business, right, that you're stuck in, or a job that you're stuck in that you hate, life is too short to be in a space that we're just so unhappy.
That's very true. You cannot be unhappy on things that don't make no sense. I now realize that if I know, I mean, there's nothing wrong working on a 9 to 5, 7 to 3, whatever it is. But if you're there and you're not happy and it doesn't make you happy because every day you're complaining, oh, damn, it's Monday. I don't want to go to work. Let me call
Yeah,
up. That's
yeah,
It's
yeah,
time for you to move.
yeah.
You're not a tree.
People forget though. Even with their jobs, they'll say, "I, but I've already been there 10 years, and like 5 more years, and then I'll get this." No, in 5 years from now, your life could be totally different.
You're right. And everybody's, even myself, we just think about the future. Like,
Hmm.
oh man, in 5, 10 years, it's good to know that vision of what you want in 5 or 10. That's the long term. But make sure that your future is now. Whatever it is that you're doing, make that now so that the future hero, the future of you is already over there. And it's like, oh man, you're getting close to me, man, but you're never gonna get close to me. I'm gonna be ahead of you in the next 5 years. But you're working on it now, not like, man, I'm a blah 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 and whatever happens. No, man, you do it now, do it right now. Right now.
Yeah, yeah. When I was starting out, I remembered reading a post that really hit me, and she's like this amazing person, right? Seven-figure earner. And she said, if I had never, I wouldn't have gotten so good at my copy if I had never written the first one.
Hmm.
It took me 50 tries to even get to something that I felt was publishable. That if I
Wow.
hadn't started with the first one, I wouldn't have gotten to my 50th. And I most certainly wouldn't have gotten to my like thousandths that she's at now.
Damn. That's true. And that's
Hmm.
an and everything that we see somebody else working, it was a consistently persistently until they actually made it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it may take a long time. That's why this route is not for everybody.
It may take a long time. It also doesn't have to take a long time. We just
Depends on,
got to start. We just got to start.
no, yeah, and depends on what industry. Because now I understand when I see other people like, oh damn, how did they make this money in 3 weeks? Or how did they make this money in 1 month? It depends on that industry that they are. And then you as yourself, they're like, I'm gonna get out of what I'm doing because I want to win that money fast. And it's not like that. If where you at, you're happy, and it's in the process of you making money and you're happy because you love what you do, stay there. Those people that are making fast because they already got into that and they love what they do, so they're in the industry and that's the industry that make the money faster. Man, my blessings. I hope they make more, and I hope that they can actually help other people and stay humble and stay in that path.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you're only going to do it because you want the result that they got, it's not going to work.
Mm-mm. Hmm. That's
It's not
very
going
true.
to work. I have a lot of people that say they quit their jobs because they saw that somebody else made it to six figures in 6 months. That's not impossible. And the people that do that is very few people. And there were other factors that supported in that happening.
That's true. That's very true. Like right now, I've been seeing like that little kid that created an NFT and sold it for $400,000. He was like 12 years old. I was like, damn.
Really?
Yeah, I was trying to read it yesterday, but I didn't finish it. But he was like a 10, 12 year old. He got really into the NFTs, but he's a young, the youth right now. I mean, if they saw something they like and they got into it and they're like, hey, that's cool. Shit, man, go
You know
ahead and
what
do it.
the youth have? The youth are risk takers. They haven't had a lot of failures yet, so they're not afraid to go after it and just go big, go outrageous.
Boom, and look at that, $400,000. Damn.
Yeah,
The
that's
parents will be like, damn, I don't even make that in. But that's a good thing because now you see the power of something that you can really do when you really put your mindset into it.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit, how is it going with the coaching?
It's going good. It's going good. We are right now pivoting a little bit. So I'm going to start talking more about sensuality and sexuality. And really, the message is about 100% like full acceptance of yourself.
Mm,
Because a lot of what I was seeing in the pattern, a lot of clients, they don't, they're still like a little stuck. We work on the mindset and a lot of that stuff, but they're still a little stuck. And it's at the point where somebody fully aligns to who they are and is unapologetically out there. This is the risk that we're talking about, this 12-year-old boy took, right? And you can go out there and say what your message is and be passionate and go after it with everything you've got. It's at that point that things start to fall into place, where you
mm.
start to create momentum. So we call that alignment, divine alignment. And yeah, we're pushing more towards that. And, you know, there's a lot of people that were raised with culturally a lot of limiting beliefs of what was not okay for a girl to do, but okay for a boy to do. And religious reasons that create suppression, right? Even for a couple within their marriage, there's things that don't feel comfortable to talk about. And so the point is to support women in being unapologetic in every area of their life.
That's good that you're doing that because a lot of people are don't like you said they don't want to talk about themselves or the sensuality of if they're married or their girlfriend and boyfriend that they gotta see that mentality that what are we doing together, what is this, what is that, and you're right, I see that with a lot of couples that I mean some of them even when they are already like 10 years 15 years
Oh
and
yeah.
they're afraid like hey why don't we talk about this or this or the sexuality, all that intimacy it got lost because we're scared to talk about it. I'm like, we're scared of what? We're 20 years ahead. Like, I'm not looking at another girl. You're not looking at another man. I mean, let's work things out. Let's make this possible for each other. What do we need to do to spice it up?
Yeah, but sometimes they don't even know themselves, right? Because they've been so like, that's like evil. I'm not going to think about it. Like, they haven't even questioned themselves as to what they want. I think we get into these routines where it's just like, it's the routine. We show up to do the thing, and then we do the thing, and then we're
And
done.
then we're good, right? And then we're goodbye.
Yeah. And, and, and here's the thing. It's a place where there's a lot of sensitivity around, so it's really easy to bring up the things that are getting in the way. But whatever's getting in the way there is getting in the way in their business, it's getting in the way of their relationships, it's getting in the way of their parenting, everywhere else. So one example would be I just did a women's leadership conference. I did the keynote for it.
Mm,
And I got up and I asked them, I said, it was a room full of high achieving women, right?
mm,
They're either really high in the management list within their company or they're business owners. I said, you guys wouldn't be here if that wasn't who you are. But how often are you the superhero? You're making sure husband's got their thing, making sure your kids has their things. You sure everyone is taken care of, and you leave yourself for last,
mm,
right? How often do you feel like after everything I've done, I come up with the short end of the stick? And then I asked, how often do you go up to bat in the bedroom and you come up with the short end of the stick?
mm,
And the room just like erupted.
mm. And you were talking to like alpha males. You were talking to alpha women out there. You know that
Alpha
they know what
females.
they want.
Alpha females. Yeah. Oh yeah. These are like, they can control, they can run a room, they're in charge, but they don't speak up.
Mm,
Their intimacy and the vulnerable.
mm.
Because they don't like to be vulnerable. Because they don't like to say, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I need, this is what I want.
And it's true because even as an alpha male, enough you just stand on your firm, and but you gotta know that there's all of these things that even though I'm out here, I'm aggressive, I'm a close the deals. This is how I am. You still gotta remember that there's other things below. Either you're married or anything's not just like like I'm a shark and do this. You gotta I don't want to say balance it, but kind of find out that it's in between in you. You gotta find out yourself, like you said. You gotta find you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
crazy.
And
That's
I I don't think we read that part, but I'm the president of a nonprofit called Mana in North County, San Diego, that chapter. And we're an organization that empowers Latina youth.
Mm.
And we mentor them in terms of their school. We support them into getting into college, supporting them with their college applications. We give scholarship money every year, and we kind of educate them and mentor them into getting involved with community service projects, creating something to leave the community better than they found it, and really teaching them leadership principles and professional development type stuff like that. And so even working with them at that age, right, to have a voice, to speak up, to be in integrity with themselves, to notice if they feel like they're walking on eggshells, or we call it people pleasing,
Mm.
right? Doing something just to make their friend happy, or is it because it really makes you happy? So that they don't grow up with that resentment, and they have confidence and can be unapologetic themselves and start from a young age.
I like that, the leadership, going out there and start, getting the youth of just girls, and kind of educate them of the right things. There's gonna be steps that it might happen and something, but that they know who, like you said, looking at the mirror, and this is me. This is gotta work on me, but
Mm-hmm.
at that young age, because not a lot of people are trying to do that with young men and young women. It's just, go ahead. Just like us, it happened, it happened. Now we're older, and you're like, damn, okay. Nobody taught, hey, nobody taught me how to do this. I had to learn it by myself. There's no book for being a dad. There's no book for being a mother. There's no book for being marriage. I mean, there might be, but truly, fully, like, you have to do it on your own. You have to learn it on your own. You
You
got to
have to want
walk through it.
to. Yeah,
You got to walk it.
you have to want to, for sure.
And this is amazing. I like that. You should turn that into a podcast. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, I was telling her, hey, we should do a podcast on relationship and really talk about the things that other people don't hear, the other people don't, see about.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and, and
go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, and because we were at it and talking and talking, I was like, and it just popped to me. I was like, hey man, if he's fine with you, this would be something cool, that we could do it overnight, and talk about this. And there's people that, they're in relationships, and then we can talk about, how your relationship went before, how mine went before, how you think as a woman, how do I think as a man, all of those things, because when I was telling her, I was like ahead, because I studied myself. I tell her, man, I know how women think now, because I studied the whole. And she was like, she was like, damn, how do you know? It's like, man, that whole year when everything happened for my relationship and ended, I decided to learn about marriage. I decided to learn about what's going on with the man, what's going on with the movement. Why is this wrong? Why is it? I got so obsessed on that year on like left and right. And I was like, how do women think on this way? I don't know all of they think, but I was like, how do they think on this way? How can I be a little bit ahead of them? So when I talk, I know I'm the alpha male. I know I got them. I know I got them. Boom. And I've been learning that. So every time I go out, it's like I'm ahead. On the women that they're not ahead and they're not alpha. But when you meet an alpha woman, it's not. They already know your game. They know your game. But it's cool because not a lot of friends of myself, like that are men, they don't know none of this because they're married or they're single and they're still at the party. But myself, I was like, I want to know
Yeah.
because in my next relationship, I want to be like we're both alphas. How can we both help and empower each other and build our relationship strong on every aspect, everything?
Well, here's the thing. What I was going to say earlier is business is relationships, right? Client is a relationship, partners or business partners relationship, your creditors, your vendors, all relationships. And so that I always say that I get like dating advice, but for your for your business. and um, and yeah, I mean that's exactly it. And it's really about being connected with someone else, in tune is another way to say that, aligned with that person. It's stopping to actually listen, meet them where they're at, understand. So often we just react to the thing that we didn't like, but it's like, well, what made them say that? Was there something in me that made them say that? Was there maybe a boundary that I wasn't aware of? getting asking curious questions, getting to really know your partner, um, whether you're in a business environment or in a relationship. And that's so funny that you said that, because today, right after this, at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, I'm doing a clubhouse on this topic.
Oh man, I should get in it. Let me blow this right there. Yeah. Is it all women?
Men can come, but it is going to be, the panel is all women. Yeah.
They'll be like, hey, I got somebody to come. He
Yeah.
knows what you're thinking.
I have an intimacy and sensuality coach that's co-hosting with me.
That's good. This is good though, because this is what, you need to be talking about as a group, as a woman. So, because now it's like so hard. Like now it's like even men, I've been watching this, like nobody wants to have a relationship anymore. It's like, why? This is gonna happen. This, and this is gonna happen. And you see it, and I know you see it. They're like everybody's single, everybody's having fun, but you know damn well, right in their heart, they want to be with somebody. You know it. That's in
I've been
both
single for
ways.
10 years. 10 years. Most of my 20s. And I thought it was just, I don't need a relationship. I'm married to my job. I just didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want to repeat what I felt in the past. I can say that now and not feel all kinds of weird. But at the time, there was no way I was going to admit to that.
Damn, I know, and that's what everybody like. They don't want. Nobody wants to get hurt again, but that's a bad mentality. Your relationship, that's your past, and everybody makes, not everybody, but a lot make mistakes. To when you're in a real relationship, new one, they bring it back like their old relationship.
Old stuff, yes.
I'm like, that's gone. You're with somebody new.
To do something new. So
Yeah.
it happened.
I'm like, come on. And I teach some of my friends, and they're like, damn, dude, where you learning? I'm like, I'm teaching you because you're single like me, man. When something happens, that's why you gotta think. You gotta step of the game, and this and that. And they're like, yeah. Because I'm like, do you really want to be single for all this time? They're like, no, like that's what I just said right now. You're like, no, I really truly want to stop. I really want to have somebody with me. I really want to just watch Netflix. I don't really gotta go out. I was like, you go find somebody.
Yeah, this applies everywhere. I know that you're really big in serving children and talking to the parents to empower them. This happens in parenting too, right? A parent might have had some experience when they were younger, and so they don't allow the child to then go on to do that same thing, because what if the fear that the same thing will happen? But the past does not dictate our future.
No.
Maybe seeking to understand why they want to do this. Maybe there's something different there. Go see the program for yourself and see if it's safe. I remember wanting to be a cheerleader. My mom would not let me be a cheerleader because they got hurt. Where'd that come from?
I would have thought she was like, because you gotta wear that little short skirt or something.
No, no, single parent, and the only one financially responsible. And so, what if something happens to me? Then what's she gonna do? She said, "No, no, no, mejor baile."
But it's true, our parents are that way. Even now, they're like,
Mhm.
you fall or so, are you okay? Or, like they get so like into it. Are you okay? Or if
Mhm.
you bring your kids over and she falls or anything, hey, is she okay? Check. No, no, no. You sit her down. And I'm like, man, like it's already in them.
Yeah. Or they don't want their children dating, right? Until they're
Mm,
way older. And
yeah.
it's like, teach them to date. Teach them to look out for themselves. Teach them to how to look out for their own bodies, for their own values, for their own boundaries, to set boundaries.
Yeah, there you go. Set boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Change like what we're talking, generational curse of everything, of
Yeah.
money, of how you teach your kids, of how you teach that, or how you educate this. Like break it down. This is how it is. This is what's gonna happen. Because if you don't, you already know everything you're gonna find out in YouTube, or you're gonna find it out from another kid.
True. And it's better that they find out the truth from you, because there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Yeah. I mean, what was the last time I don't know what it was at an event with the kids, because I've been going through a lot of events. I think she was a 9, and I heard her asking her other friend about, adult stuff. I'm like, 9. And I was like, What are the parents? It's better for you to teach her that right now. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to tell her what. No, just sit her down and appropriately, you know, the boundaries, how to come and say to them. But in yourself, you're like, I can't do it. But they're gonna learn it anyways from somebody else.
Yeah, sometimes I have friends that have children that are around that age, and there's a fear that if I share this, I'm somehow saying that it's okay, or I'm somehow encouraging them to go do it. And I'm like, girl, no. That's not how it works.
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
Nah.
So yeah, empower your children is what I'm saying versus control, right? Empowering them to make smart, wise decisions. Empower yourself to start a business, to go through it versus staying safe. We can jail ourselves from because we don't want to experience bad, failure or things like that, or we're afraid of how hard it might be, or are we going to make it? We have that self doubt, and so we hold ourselves back from ever starting something. What would have happened if you would have allowed all those fears to get to you? You would have never started this podcast. It wouldn't be what it is today. You wouldn't have the following that you have today. You wouldn't have impacted the lives that you've impacted today.
Important word right there, impact. No matter what you do, you're doing it to impact, to empower others, to let that light. Like I said, right now, somebody out there's watching this and they're like, damn, we wanted to talk. Did they heard about the sensuality or anything? We want to learn more about that. Who can we go to help me on that?
Join me at 2:30.
Right there we go. See at what is it, Clubhouse?
Yeah.
Good thing that I didn't get into that, man. At the beginning, I thought I was gonna get into it, and I never did. It's not, like I said, it's not for everybody. If you get up there, you get obsessed, and you time flies, man. You're like, damn, 4 hours. I've been in here 4 hours.
No, we won't be on there for 4.
I'm like, no, because I know people that jump in and then they jump in and they jump in. And I'm like, at the end, I'm like, hey, what happened? Did you make community? Did you build something that you can bring up back to your website? And they're like, no, man, it was really good. What I was like, yes, it is good, but you have to learn something and push it, empower it to you. How is it gonna help you? Because I
Yeah.
mean, you,
So yeah.
4 hours and you didn't wrote anything. I was like, man, to me, I was like, damn, I lost 4 hours already. I ain't. They're not coming back anymore.
Well, it depends, right? It depends. So it's you can create an impact in those 4 hours,
True.
and it can be out of pure generosity because you're passionate about something and somebody in that audience got to hear what you had to say, needed to hear what you had to say. But also it's important to be intentional with the things that we do and that we put out there. So there should be some kind of funnel that comes back to you so that you can serve people on a greater scale, whether it's putting out some kind of lead magnet or something like that that would serve people in that audience, or inviting them to reach out to you, to DM you, and continue the conversation for sure.
Just give it's. I say it's like a mini podcast that you're in there and giving value to people, and it's just like your life. And what it's like, you got to be there to listen to it right now because then it's gone, just at that moment.
Yeah, yeah,
So in a way, I really like that, because if I wanted to listen to something, it's at that moment that I got to go listen to it. At that moment, I'm going to learn something, whoever is bringing that value. Then it's gone.
yeah.
Just when you put your money in the bank and it's gone.
So the reason we're on Clubhouse today is we're testing it. I felt that women might be more brave to talk about the topic in a place where it wasn't being recorded, where it wasn't going to be seen again, things like that.
That's true. That, like, a lot of people still are not, like, we're going live right now. They don't. Some of the people, they're like, hey, can we just pre-record it? I'm like, yeah, for sure. We could talk and we just pre-record it. Whenever you want to put it in your social media, go ahead. But it's better. I tell them, try to go live by yourself or somehow in there, so you can start teaching yourself that not to be afraid and have fear, because you have a business, you want customers, you want clients, and social media and all of these things is like the new thing right now that you build in value. And if you just stay quiet and you just stay in the corner,
Or they have to, use old school methods.
Yeah, they still work. I still use them.
calling people, looking people up, flyers. This
Yeah,
makes it a
but
lot
and it's a
easier.
lot of investment. But you gotta invest on that too, and that's the
Time
other
and
thing you
money.
gotta see the profit. Yeah,
Time and
like
money.
I gotta buy this, I gotta buy that. Like when I hear social media, it's like, hey, I don't gotta buy anything. I'm not even gonna sell you anything. I'm just wanna throw in the value of what is coming out from me and consistently make videos, and it's gonna pay off, man. Look at me. All of the videos that I did, I never sold anything. It was just creating value into now people look for you. They're like, hey man, we know what you're doing, and they're already like ready. Like, how, I need help on this, I need help on that. I know somebody that I can, but I build it. Like you have to build it, and I'm still building it. Some 800-900 videos that I already have in the web world already, from the beginning all the way to now. It's like, damn, that is, I still don't even believe it's a lot of videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know people that have more than that, and it's just
And
pure
you
value.
you wouldn't have had your 900th video if you didn't do the first one.
Ah, yeah, I still remember that first one, man.
Because that's what people will do. They'll say, "Oh, but you have 900. It's easy for you."
Mm, mm, mm.
Easy in the beginning. Tell
That's true,
people about your first one.
man, dude. The first that I did was, well, there's two first one. The first one that I did was when Facebook came with the live. The
Okay.
first time when the live came, and then us, everybody else can use it. I went live, like right away. The first when the first day that live, I went outside. It was dark, and I was like, I didn't even know what to talk about. I sat down by the road, and the cars were passing by, and I went live, and I just no, it was zero people. I was just talking and just talk. I don't know. I created a topic. I don't even know what it was, and I went there and talked for 12 minutes, and nobody showed up, and I was like, the end, and I was like, hey, this is not bad. This is, I mean, I know I had zero people, but it's okay. Maybe later on, I just started pre-recording videos just by myself in my room. Lisa Jesus, blah 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 blah. Oh, I don't like it, and delete, delete, delete. That's how I started. Delete,
Yeah.
delete. Until I found out, until a couple of videos, I'm like, hey, that one's a little better. That one's a little better. That one's better and better. And then until I was like, let me start just going into the Facebook live just by myself before the show, just me, and talk about energy, my energy, and talk about positive topics. Until I decided, okay, this is time for me to create a show. This is time for me to do something on live that people are gonna see, that we're gonna give value. I
Yeah.
didn't even have that mentality back then, but it was just like, let's just show, like you said, just do it. Let's just press record and go.
Go for it. The first video that I shot for my first summit, so my first sales page that had a video on it, I did 80 takes. Maybe it was 82 takes. I
Wow.
was exhausted. I had a fever from being in the light, the ring light on my eyes, and going for it. And like the 55th one, I was like, and you should really join it because, and I'm like, and I thought I was giving it my all, but I watch it back and I'm like, oh my god, I look dead. And so now, one take, unless I miss a
Yeah.
critical piece of information that is critical, like they have the link or something like that, then I'll go back. But one
Yeah.
take. If
I tell
possible,
people now,
I'll add the missing info into the context, the text part of it, the body, and that's it. Roll with it.
roll with it. Yeah, because now it's different. Now people want to see the real raw. When I'm doing a video and I say something wrong, and I go back, oh, hold on a second, that didn't make sense. This what makes sense. Like right there when I'm doing it, I'm like, I'm not gonna stop and start the life again. Because I used to do that. Like half of
Yeah.
the months when I was doing live videos, I used to stop the live videos and restart again
Oh,
and be
start
like,
over.
yeah, and start over and stop the live video and restart over. I was like, I don't make no sense. I lost the people that I already had because after a while it was like 6 people watching you and actually commonly. I was like, hey, you're doing good. And I was like, I didn't know what to say, and I would stop, and I would stop the live.
Yeah. But what's funny when you're out to dinner or something with friends, you don't stop. Say, hold please, let me start that over.
That's true.
Come back into the room. Right?
That's very true.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. For those of you that are out there and are struggling with this, it's the same thing. You're just having a conversation with them. It's okay to like mess up, or sometimes I flip around my consonants. And it's all good. People understand, they like the authenticity. You feel more like a real person to them, somebody that they could actually relate to.
Yeah, relate.
Another thing I found is the more takes that I did, I started to lose my authenticity. I started to sound like a robot because I was trying to sound good. Have you seen that with people? Yeah. And so, go with the first one. Put it
And
out
it's fine. Everybody goes to that. The takes. I did it. Oh, I used to be that. The video had to be good. Like, oh, stop, record it. That. Oh, I said that. Okay. And now I was like, forget about it, man. Let's just press record and go. If you make a mistake, who cares? We're humans. We're gonna make mistakes no matter what, even if we are live or we're not live. We're
there.
living a life where I may have a meeting and I make a mistake in a meeting, and shit. I'm not gonna rewind myself and be like, hey, you can't do that. It's like you just gotta be you and believe in you, and that's it. Who cares about everybody's opinion? If they're like, oh, that video sucked. Those are the best haters, man. That they come into you. They're pushing the attention more to you, like, ah, man. And then more people come and see what you really truly are doing out there.
Yeah.
But it takes, like you said at the beginning, yes, I'm gonna have all these 900 videos, but look, it's all the consistency now. Because people now they tell me like, damn, man, it's like being on camera to you is just like shit. No fear, you just jump on it and start. Let's go. I was like, yeah, but
Vamos, 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 vamos.
look at all that work that I had to go through for
Yeah.
me to not. I don't know who I posted a in Instagram. I posted somebody's story that he said, yeah, everybody comes to us and they're like, like you have it now, and they're like envying you, but they don't know the hard work, the shit that I did, the sleepless nights, all of that. They think that I have it now, and I made it like it was from yesterday and like to now. They don't see all of that we put in, all of the things that we went through, all of the things that I wanted to quit, all of the crazy nights, all of the fightings, all of the, all of it. Maybe all of that. They don't, nobody. That's why I like about when I tell people you creating a podcast, that right there, the cake in the middle, that's what you need to tell the people. That's what people want to know. Not that, oh, I'm having my 5 cars. How did you get that first car? What did you do to get that first car? How hard did you have to work? All of that. That's what people you get, and then you get interested because that's where the value comes in.
Yeah.
When you start pushing that cake in the middle, then everything else is because you already made it, and you bring a little bit of your past that well, yes, I fell, but I got up. I never give up.
Mhm. And as you're growing, like even you, me, like when we're at that next level, that next ceiling, it starts to feel like that all over again. It starts to feel hard again. It starts to feel like you want to quit. Like, why am I still doing this? Maybe I should give up, go back into another thing. And right now that I'm going through this messaging shift, right? Everyone has always known me as just corporate and business strategy, very masculine energy. And I'm now bringing in the feminine energies into that message of getting in touch with your emotions and yourself, and how does that show up in your life. And so every time we're up to something new, or we're up to a new next level, it starts to feel that way again. They call it the upper limit problem, and it's real. And so don't think that because like you made it, right, like, I did 10 videos, now I'm feeling good, I can do videos, right? And now you're going to start doing videos with branding and stuff on them. I'm sure even the first few maybe weren't all perfect. Getting the branding just right and the words in the right position on the screen. There's always something new and something. You have to enjoy the ride. You have to enjoy the ride. You have to enjoy today, as you were saying earlier. Like, are you enjoying yourself right now? Because if you're not, it's
Put in
gonna
a
be
smile.
really hard. If you're always waiting to like hit that milestone to be happy, no.
No, but what that mile is never gonna come.
No, there's always the next milestone and the next milestone.
we,
I
we
remember one time I just wanted to be bestseller. Well, now it's New York Times bestseller.
Ya ves?
It's always something else.
And it's funny because those are the times when you want to quit, when
Yeah.
you are closer to that little level that you at, that you want to quit, and that next door is about to open for something better. But since you have that fear, or maybe not fear, or maybe a little bit, or whatever, you feel that way, everybody's different, and God is not opening that door because, like, I'm not gonna open the door for him or her because they're gonna mess it up. They're not gonna make it happen. You gotta see yourself in the mirror, see the bigger picture again, because every day you have to see yourself, how you doing with yourself, the bigger picture of you, not everybody, but you.
Yeah.
Be like, am I ready for that next step? Am I not ready?
I'll give you an analogy real quick. You can't get a BMW if you can't afford the maintenance on a BMW. Can't
Hmm.
get a multi-million dollar house if you can't afford the utilities and the upkeep that comes with that multi-million dollar house. And it's the same here. Every level, like you, if you can't handle the stress at this level, you're not going to be able to handle the stress at that level.
No, man, and
Right?
that's something that I'm learning now. That we ourselves put in our situations in having that stress,
Yeah.
in having that thought at night. Like, yes, today I really had to wake up early, and I freaking woke up late. I still want to work out, but I was in. It was like a heavy sleep, and when I woke up, I was like, "Holy crap!" Like I needed to be up at 6, and it's already what 10. I was like, "Man," and I was feeling so heavy, and I was like, "Man, I know why," because I was talking to my mom when we were drinking coffee, and I was like, she was like, and I was telling her, now I know why we feel this way, because we make it that way. I
Yeah.
was making myself to be stressed out for things that I don't need to be stressed out. I was putting in my mind all of these things that I wanted to figure it out. Like now, when it's a process to take it, different levels. And it's been happening to me all the time. Into yesterday, I was like, man, shit, man, it's my fault for making it all that shit at night. Just think about something really good, positive, and go to sleep instead of putting your head on all these things that it's just gonna go boom, boom, and you're like, I want a good rest. I don't want to explode my mind with things that it's like I said, it's a process on here and here and here. And I was like, it's all us. It's all us. All day is us. We're the ones that know each other better than nobody else. We have a lot here that other people don't know, that we can help them push through out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that you brought up energy. Um, because one of the top symptoms that something's out of alignment is when you're fatigued. You feel that energy drop, something's out of alignment. And I didn't understand this before, especially when it's unexplained fatigue. It's different if you were outside, like building a house with your hands for 12 hours and you come home, you're physically tired. That makes sense. But when you feel that soul, like your soul is drained and you don't have the motivation, you don't have the energy, something's out of alignment. You're either wrestling with a decision you haven't made,
Mm.
you're at a choice point and you get to choose, right? You got clutter in your life, in your relationships, in your trunk of your car, in your house, something that's robbing, of the space. It's holding space in your mind. That's energy draining. When you're not in alignment with your word, you make a commitment to something that was really, maybe you say yes to something that was really a no. That's huge. That's the biggest energy robber, right? When we say yes to something because we feel guilty, because of we want to support other people, but if it's not really where we're in alignment and it's taking away from your sleep, your projects, your business to support somebody else, it's a boundary issue. So just wanted to presence that in case people feel a little energy drained, just to look, where in my life am I out of alignment?
And good thing that you brought that up with the energy, because 2 days ago I was listening the podcast, the real Brad Lee, and they had somebody that it's talk about the energy, and he said, "Do you really true? Do you really know what truly is energy?" And he said, "Energy is our oxygen. Is when we feel this kind of way, is the oxygen that is pushing power to your body, and when you feel fatigued, your oxygen is low." So he started giving pinpoints. I'm like, you gotta take 3 steps and breathe in 30 times, and then breathe in, and then don't stay for until you can't breathe no more, and then let it go. And you gotta do it 3 times, 33 times, 33 times. He said, when you do that, you adding another 5 or 10 years of your life.
I'm sure.
I was like, damn. I was like, really. The real Bradley. Like that's one of my number one podcasts that I always listen. Him and a couple of other ones. And I always take the value of who they bring in the interview, and I'm like, man, they're right. And they talk about all these things of what is going on and how us feel with that energy. How you can people can take your energy away too.
We
The
can give
people
it
that are
away.
negative.
Yeah, we can give it away for sure.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's like an underlying resentment, right? If we do something that we don't really want to do. You ever like say yes to going to like someone's party, but you just man the drive. I don't want to go, but I already said I would go, so now I have to go. Like, how much energy are you even expending just thinking about like how much you don't really want to go, but you gotta go?
Hey, you brought another good point. That what you said right now. What was his name? That funny guy. He's a comedian.
Which one, Fluffy?
No, I love Fluffy. Uh,
George Lopez,
George Lopez. No, no, but George Lopez didn't say it, but I know.
Carlos Mencia,
Kevin, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. He said that right. What you said right now. He's like, why am I breathing and thinking about things that are not? They're wasting my time. It takes a lot of time to be thinking about that. Then just go and don't think about it or just go for it. Than me being like, oh, I hate that person. Man, you know how much freaking time it takes here
Yes.
to think about somebody when that time you could have been doing something else. I'm like, damn, he's right. Because sometimes we do. We have all of these things like, why? I already wasted that time on things that they're not even supposed to come in your mind. It's just you're trying to put them in there to make yourself better or to make yourself even worse.
Yeah, it's better to either accept the decision that you made, right, and let it go, or renegotiate. Say no. Be willing to disappoint someone and say no if that's what's true for you. Because even when you go, you're gonna bring that negative energy to that space. Nobody wants that.
No, nobody wants that. And you hit out those pains because sometimes you said yes. Like there's been times that like even though it's far, I don't mind driving, but you have a gut feeling that you don't want to go because something else is gonna happen. Like you don't know what, but you feel it inside, and you're like, I'm not gonna go. That's what happened to me a lot of times that they invite me and I say, yeah, I'll be there, and then I don't even show up because had that feeling that
Yeah,
something wasn't that I couldn't be there because maybe the next thing we were gonna do, something was gonna happen.
yeah, yeah.
It,
Think about dating and relationships, right? When you first start out, you say yes to a lot of things that are really not things you wanted to do, but because I want to say in Spanish, andas quedando bien, because you're
yeah,
wanting like to be in good with that person. You're like, yeah, sure, I love salsa dancing. Maybe the person's never really liked dancing at all.
and
And then,
you don't know how to dance, Sasha.
right, and then months later into the relationship, now you're irritated with that person. They always want to go salsa dancing. They always want to do this. Like, were you authentic to begin with that you didn't really like it?
It's crazy, right? And it's true. You're talking about relationship because what I just met a girl couple of weeks ago and we've been talking and stuff, and I shoot my shot. And I told her, like, I brought her flowers, all the beautiful colors, like you were saying, trying to be nice. But me, I already know why I'm trying to be nice. So I went in and shot my shot, and I told her, being the alpha male, and I just throw it in. And I said, I had to do this because it was my feelings. This is how I felt. If I didn't throw this and shoot my shot today, it was gonna hurt me. And I told her, I don't know how you feel on me, but that's your feelings. But my feelings, I had to let them now, man. And we went to a good,
Oh, I did that
conversation.
on Sunday. Ha!
Huh?
I did that on Sunday.
Oh, for real? I did it. I did it on Thursday. I did it on Thursday.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna just say it. I like you.
No, I came with a bouquet of roses. You're like, boom, here you go. And she's like, because I did it like the first time we met and we went for an ice cream. I
Mhm.
brought her red roses, and she's like, you didn't have to. We were the first time we were met. So like, I was like you said, you're trying to impress somebody, but I was not trying to impress. I was like, man, I want to do the right thing at the first time so they can know who I am. If I do this, I know that I'm gonna keep on doing it through the years. I don't want that let out. Like that's what a lot of relationships lose, because you do things like opening the door of the car or this, and then man,
Just to get the thing you want.
yeah, and then a year passes. You're like, hey, what the? You're not opening the door? No, man, you can open it yourself. I'm like, and I learned that because everybody goes to that, and I said, I don't want that. What is so hard for me to open the door? Why is it so hard to pick her up and put her in the bed if she's sleeping on the couch? What is so hard to do that? Like the little things are what matters. What is so hard to spice it up things differently? Let's just jump. Fuck it. Let's just go get in the car. We don't. I don't even know where we're going. Let's just go. Like things like that, and all of that stuff is what I started studying. I was like, man, this is why y'all need to be bringing back to that relationship from the beginning. And if you're already in it, you gotta bring that back again. All of those emotions you had. And
Yeah.
the man, girl, and let me finish. And he felt great when I told her because when I went home, I was like, everything just came out, and I was like, damn, because I never had done that. Every time that I shoot the shot
Right?
before, it was like on a text, texting. Hey, you know what I feel, and I said, forget that. I'm gonna do it live in front. Let's see how it goes,
I love it. I love it.
and
Yeah,
that
you
was
took
good.
a risk. You took a risk.
And I told her, and she's like, "Why me?" And she asked, "This is good. Like, this is good for if you're watching." She asked, "Why me when there's a lot of girls in the pond?" And I told her, "Man, I've been watching you. I've been seeing how you're bringing up yourself to build yourself, your dreams that are becoming to come true as an entrepreneur because and I saw me when I started on you." And I was like, I need somebody like that to create an empire. I need somebody like you like that. I already had so many dates and none of them came out to be. Everybody wants to drink. Nobody paid attention to what I really wanted to build, not only for myself, but how can I help you to build yours too? Nobody of the girls that I have, the mentality wasn't that. But her was like the opposite. And I was like, man. And as me, I already know, and I was like, man, you cannot let something go away like that. You can't. You got to go for it because it's a one in a lifetime. Even if she said yes, no, or maybe, you never know what happened if you still kept on being good and not in a relationship with her. Something might happen that she'd be like, you know what, it's time. I'm ready.
Yeah. So tell me this. How did you feel right before you did it? And then how did you feel after?
I halfway. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. It's crazy. I hope she's not watching. Not just playing. She's probably is watching. At the beginning, I was like, halfway, I got nervous. I don't know why. Like I already had pushed because nervousness is at the beginning, trying to shoot and tell her this, and then but at halfway, I was like, what? Even in my mind, I was like, why am I feeling nervous when I already told her? It's like, and then I started just mentioning a lot of things of how I was different than other men and how bringing a little stories of how I changed me, right? And I started feeling good. Like everything went away. Like I was just me, just talking regular to like we're talking right now. No fear, no stress, just like if she was like your cousin or somebody, That's how I felt. And we were done and everything. We gave a hug and everything. And I walked away to my car. Dude, I went like this. Fuck yeah. I was like, hey man, shit, I feel good. It went all out. I was like, all right. I'm like, even though she didn't say yes, but she said, "Hey, we can still build this relationship because we don't know each other really well yet. We can do this by going to meeting each other more and stuff like that." I was like, "Hey, I'm fine with that. Let's do it." And if it takes our path different, well, hey, it is what it is. It's gonna hurt. Yeah, we're humans, but hey, what's the worst that can happen? Just you gotta keep on moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's what happened. When you were nervous, that part, you were in your head trying to get it right. Am I sounding right? Am I gonna mess this up? Am I gonna say the wrong thing? Am I gonna look stupid? Right? Am I gonna come off as weak? When you said you had that moment where you got comfortable, right? And
Mm.
you just started speaking like she was somebody, like a friend, a family person. You dropped into your heart, is what we call it in leadership. You you started connecting and just being authentic and just saying what was truly coming from you, and stop thinking about what you were going to say and just said what was on your heart.
Yeah.
That is authenticity. That is what we get to strive to be in at every moment of our life. That's when you start to enjoy the ride.
And it felt great, man. Even till now, I feel good. Like whatever happened, happens. You know,
Yeah,
is
you can let it go.
it's she knows because I told her everything that day. You know, it's like, man, I really truly don't want to look for nobody else because I saw something in you that look before we even finish. Look, this is something that this is crazy. But this past weekend, I went to a company party, my friend's company party. I fui de colado. Like he invited he called me. He's like, "Hey, do you want to come to our party? We're gonna go eat Mexican food, and then from there we're going to a bar that I never been before. That you had to buy bottles and all this stuff. It's expensive shit, you know that because he's making it happen. But I went in there. I was looking nice and everything, and that was, I asked her Thursday, and it was the next weekend, and I was like, I could have gone there and actually getting any girl because I already had the eyes and some of them were already looking at me. But girl, I couldn't. Like even my friend said, "Hey, go, man, she's looking at you." Like, dude, it's like something was stopping me to be like, I know she said no to me, but I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I didn't even make not no contact, but like go out there and approach a girl to dance or talk to them. I didn't do it, dude. And at the end of the night, one of my friends, he's like, dude, that's fucking amazing. Even though she said no, but that's something that you want, and you left happy out of this today, and not even drunk either, because I was drinking water. I probably just drank two. I didn't even drink a lot,
Mhm.
and I learned a lot that day. I learned a lot from a 21-year-old giving me value, and then from one of my clients went in there, and I saw one of my clients that went to that bar. He gave me some value. He's like, dude, drinking is toxic. I'm watching you drinking water, and then he knew about what was going on. This is good, dude, because I know you could have pulled it off, any girl right there. And I was like, but you didn't do it. Like, what was? And he asked me right in there, what was stopping you? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I don't
Here's
know.
the
Like,
thing: when you know what you want, no matter what it is, right? Whether it's your business and relationship and your life, when you know what you want, you don't waste your time with other stuff. That's why it's so clear for us to have our vision for our life, for our relationship, for our business, because then we know exactly where we get to go. We don't waste time doing side things, or I'm gonna like, you know, try. If being an author is what you want, don't waste your time doing lives every week. Start writing a book, right? If being a speaker on stage, which was me, was what I really wanted, then stop trying to like. Oh, at that point, I was trying to post videos and stuff on Facebook. No, I get to just go and be on shows like this. I get to go and do keynote speeches and speak for women's leadership conferences and actually take up the space on stage
hmm,
and network with that end in mind, right?
hmm,
So, and if me, right, a certain type of relationship is what I really want, I'm gonna stop wasting my time just trying to date someone who just looks right on paper. I'm gonna go for that feeling that I really want, where there's connection, where I feel seen and understood and valued, where I can be myself and not have to pretend to be someone or not to be liked.
that's true.
Hmm.
And
And
I
if they're
feel
not gonna accept me for who I am, then no, that's not the one.
that's not, yeah, yeah. And that's why when I left that bar, man, it was like I was I was seeing a movie, girl. Like you wouldn't even understand. I was sitting there. I was like, this stuff right here, what I'm doing. Well, because I was invited, and I don't really go to the bars. Man, this ain't for me anymore. Like I was looking, since every time I go somewhere, I'm always drinking. I get drunk, and I'm like everybody else. This time, I was looking at my eyes, not drunk. I was 100% good, and I was like, damn, that's me. The way they're acting, I was like, what the hell? And then I was sitting down. I was like, this right here is like, I don't want this. I'm like, I want to own it. I want to come into that bar and I know I'm the owner. It's my asset. It's making me money. I was thinking so in a different levels. Like different. Like I was sitting just looking and like looking at my other hero, me in the forest. Like, damn, I can't believe that me, this Jesus right now is thinking about all these things that this is not for me. This is I prefer being in and learning something else, learning something of how can I make myself better, my podcast, how can I get more equipment, all of the stuff, me myself and grow than being here and wasting money of drinking for what? I'm like, for what?
Well, what brings you joy is no different, right? So it's not that those people are wrong, or
No,
it's not
no.
to judge them, but it's like something else now brings you joy.
Hmm.
Something else now fulfills you, and it's staying true to that. And when you stay true to that, your energy goes through the roof. You're happy.
Hell yeah.
You left a situation that was different, right? And you're happy. You don't even feel like you missed out because
No,
you know you're clear on what you really want.
that's crazy though. But it felt great because I didn't judge nobody because I did it before. The party life and drunk and all that. But
It's
but
bringing them joy right now. Awesome.
and I'm telling you, even though somebody invites, I'm gonna go because they invited me. And sometimes I do it myself. I go to a bar by myself. I go drink whiskey and stuff, but I don't get to get drunk. I just go out there just to, you gotta let yourself
Enjoy
out
the
and
moment.
unwind yourself, and be out there sitting on outside or maybe in front, whatever it is. And at the end of the night, you go home, you're like, ah, man, this was good. I needed this. Let's go home.
Absolutely.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah,
Well,
it,
that's
it's
awesome.
it's good that we think this way now. It's different, and I know that's how we lose friends. That's how you lose people in your life because you want more. You want something else. You want to impact. You see your purpose different than everybody else, and you're like, man, I'm not. That's not my path. That's what God didn't create me to go. And I'm not judging you or anything. You're still my friend. I'm no. Don't get me wrong, but this where I'm going is gonna take a lot of stuff that a lot of nights that I might not go out. A lot of nights that I might not even go to family parties because I got to stay here and learn or a course or I'm working. And I'm fine with that because all of that things is gonna pay off. All of it.
That's the thing. Like, it's not about something being hard because when you're really passionate about something, it can be hard and you can still be lit up and be energized. Think about even that. Like, say you have pulled a 12-hour day or 16-hour day, you've had really little sleep 2, 3 nights in a row, and some colleague asks you to come out and it's like, I am tired. I don't want to go to bed tonight. I don't feel like doing that. But if the girl calls you and says, hey, let's go, I'm ready. Oh, no, almost.
Ah man, hey man, hey, if y'all watching this, I'm gonna cut this. No, you're right because that had happened to me. A couple of friends call me and I'm tired, but then a homegirl or somebody, hey, I don't got nobody to go, and like, oh man, let me iron my clothes and I go pick you up.
Yeah. Or somebody might ask me, hey, like, do you want to have like do an interview, a live? I don't do lives after hours at night. Um, but if they ask me to go dancing, I'm not tired. Almost.
Give me 10, just you're like, give me 10 minutes and let me get ready.
You always have time and energy for the things you really want.
Es verdad.
The question
Yeah.
is, are you doing what you really want?
Yep, that is the question. Is the question. Oh man, this is great. I mean, I love this. See, that's why I love doing this podcast because how you go and we gave value on all different aspects of life. You with relationships, sexuality. We did a little bit of. I even talked about things I didn't even wanted to talk about. Like shooting your shot. You got to shoot your shot on all aspects. You got a new job. You got a new this boyfriend, girlfriend. You got to
Whatever
go do it.
it is.
Do
Yes.
it.
Hmm.
Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Just the Nike sign. Just do it.
What's the worst? It's like a roller coaster, right? By the time you're on there, you can't say no anymore. You just hold on and like count to 60, and when you're done with 60, it'll be over.
Ah, woo.
And then you're like, ooh, that wasn't that bad. Let's go again.
And look, it sucks to me because I'm a Virgo, and Virgos are like So sentimental, man. And now I figured that out. Like every time I can't cry for anything. Like it doesn't matter. We could be talking about something, I could just cry. And if something goes wrong or something goes right, or she said yes, she said no, or anything, it's like my heart, I can feel it like so it's positive, but like I gotta let it out. And I just start like, fuck, man. And I had a lot of people telling me, it's not the first time now that they're saying you need to be more aggressive, not only on that part, but on all aspects of your life. You need to be
Yeah.
more of this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know. I was like, you're not the third, fourth, fifth one that have telling me that. But I don't know. It's like I like the way I am. I'm just gonna tell you the truth, shoot you the shot, and that's it. Yes, because nobody has seen the other Jesus. The one that I'm gonna come out and be like, oh, damn, shit. Everybody knows the one that is calm, the one that I might get a little mad or something, but that's it. But the fucking like boom, no, nobody has seen it. Nobody's seen it, and I don't want to bring him out.
You know, to try and cover those feelings and not cry is also, it takes up a lot of energy.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of energy. It's much faster. You'll get over it if you just allow the stuff to come out. Right?
¿Verdad?
And I used to be one of those people. I stuffed everything. I didn't want to feel anything. I felt weak. I thought it was weakness to
Mm.
do that. And so I was anything but weak, right? Miss in control all the time, 20%. It's exhausting to have to be perfect and to be in control all the time. And nobody's perfect. So
No.
I love that you said that. It's very healthy.
Nobody's perfect. So that's why I make two videos like with my personal brand, and I put them in my Instagram. And one is let it go, and the other one was the unexpected. And it was like you gotta let it go. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. I know you want to grab it and grasp it and think that it might work, but knowing that whoever it is was a business or relationship, and you're like, I don't know, it might come back. Well, let it go, because if it does come back, hey, it came back because it came back. But you let it go so you can feel okay. Then holding it and grasping it, and then another one pounds, and then another one pounds, and you said it right now, and then you're like, it's all in here, and then you cry. Whatever your Virgo, Aquarius, or whatever. I believe in all that stuff, man. That it actually, whatever it is, you bring it out to the world.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It is definitely much healthier. And holding on to it will affect your business. It will affect your relationships, all of the relationships eventually, and it will help affect your health.
Yeah, you don't
It
want
will
that.
affect your health. It manifests in different ways to different people. Some people will get a cold when they're holding on to something, sinus infection, cancer, holding on to things. So it can be a very serious disease, and it can be something, like a flu or something. But when we hold on to those emotions, our body, it does manifest in our physical body.
That's true. Whoo, man, look at that. We went out for an hour
Covered
and
a lot. Yeah.
we learned a lot, but this is good. Before we finish up, can you just say something out that you want to tell the people that it's positive for them right
Yeah.
now? Because I know everybody's living in, everything that's going on in the world. Everybody's head is in their butt.
Yeah. I'm actually just going to repeat something that I said earlier.
Got it.
You always have time, money, and energy for the things that you really want. The question is, are you doing and saying yes to the things that you really want?
Mm.
So if you're exhausted, that's a hint that you're not. If you find yourself saying, I don't have the money, I don't have the money, I don't have the money. And if you don't have the time ever.
That's true.
Just take
Very
a look
true.
at what are you saying yes to. That's not the thing that you really want. Life is way too short.
Yep. You never know if you're going to be here later on today. You're never promised. When we always say, we're never promised tomorrow, I was like, no, you never promised the next hour or the next 10 seconds.
Yep.
You might fall down the stairs right now and you're gone. I'm not I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but Hey.
Put that out there. We're not guaranteed.
I always put it that way when I'm talking to friends. I'm like, hey man, I even tell them I put myself in it. Hey man, I might fell on the stairs and I'm gone, man.
Ya no digas eso.
I'm like, so like, leave everything. That's why don't leave anything behind. Just
Yeah.
pound it, and let it go. And let it go. Don't you just like you said, don't keep it in. Pound it and let it go. Unless it's something good and positive and it was great, then keep it in because it's gonna fuel you and give you more energy. But it's something that is like, just let it go, let it go. And if God wants it to be back to you, then it's gonna come back to you. And even better.
100%. I
That
love it.
was it for me. That was it for me. Thank you. Thank you, Griselda. And I'll bring you back again and we get into more stuff. And when I start that relationship podcast, I'll bring you in.
There. For sure.
And it's with her too, with the girl that I shoot the shot. So that was pretty cool.
I won't tell her we had this conversation.
She probably already watched it. She probably watched some of it. Watch. Well, she's at work right now, so.
Uh,
Oh man, thank you though, and
yeah, thank
for
you.
being here and the value that we give everybody out there. So we see each other again, and then we get to see each other because I know I'm going back to Cali sometime next year, and
Yeah. I'll
have
meet
some
you for
fun.
some tequila, some whiskey.
That's why I'm wearing the whiskey shirt. I should have brought
We
that.
gotta get drunk.
Yeah, and I like. You're in San Diego, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because that's where I want to go next. I've
Um,
been there once, but when I was little. But I want to go now, where I'm a bigger kid.
Te esperamos.
Listo. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. This has been a great conversation, just like our last one. And I will continue to come back as long as you'll have.
Definitely. Oh yeah, yeah. That's much value we can give you guys, and much that we can help. But we can help that one person. Bam. That's it.
Mhm.
Thank you, and God bless. And you keep on having the rest of a good day, and have fun at the clubhouse. Let me know. Text me what happened. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys for I know it's an hour and like 18 minutes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying this value that we pushed out there. A lot of things that we talked. It was great relationships, sensualities, and all of it, man. All aspects of life we touched in here. So I hope that we helped somebody out there today. And man, I'm blessed and happy to that I had Griselda Beck, and I will bring her back again. And the next time you see us go back live, but when I'm over there in San Diego, California, make moves. So keep on making moves. Let everything go when you need to. Don't keep it inside. Don't let it hurt you. And don't wait for 2022 to be like, oh, I'm gonna start my business on 2022. Man, 2021 ain't over. You better start and better start believing. You gotta start right now. Right now. Thank you guys. Your boy, the real Jesus Ortiz from the Push Power to Power Show. It's out. Peace out.